Hi, I'm Chris with MOTOART, and today I'm going to show you how to put on our 5.5 cage kit. We're using a 2011 Polaris Ranger Crew. Our kit also works on the standard Ranger from 2006 through 2011. So we'll get the machine turned around and we'll start putting this thing together. Okay, so the first step is we're going to remove your bed. So you simply just open it up. You go ahead and unpull the pin. You'll see when you get in here, there's just a little pin. Unpulls the gas shock and let it tilt back. And we'll remove the lower pin as well. And then it takes out this gas shock. The pins I was talking about are just these pins, and they just have a little clip on them. So you'll totally remove that from your bed. Go ahead and refasten it. I've already removed the nuts from these bolts that hold the bed on. So we just have to push them out. Or tap them with a hammer, in this case. So that does that, and then get a buddy to help you lift the bed off. The next step is to remove these bed latch brackets because they're in the way of where our footwell area is. We're going to use a cutoff wheel to cut these off, but you could use a hacksaw or any other tool just to get them off. Put their beds back on. Now we've cut these bed tabs off. We do make a bolt-on plate, so this basically just goes back in place right where the old one was. You bolt it in place and you can put your factory bed back on. So that's another, it's an additional option, but it's a nice option to have. So next we have to measure on where to place the main tub. So we're going from the back of this edge here. We'll measure back 13 1/8 inches. And I'll be just using a piece of tape just to mark it, so we have an area, something easy we can see to set the bed on. And then we'll repeat the same thing on this side. Okay, so now we've placed the main tub up on the back of the frame. We've aligned it with the tape marks that we made earlier, 13 1/8 inches back. We've done some clamps just to kind of hold it temporarily in place. The next step is you take your brackets that are supplied in your hardware kit with the 5/16 by 2 1/4 bolt. It goes through the existing hole in the main tub, and then with the nylock on the back. And then the next step is we'll drill a 5/16 hole all the way through both sides of the main frame rail on both sides. So you repeat the same step on both sides. So next we'll be removing the rear side panels. Same thing on the standard Ranger. It just would be in this location. So same thing. Remove this panel on each side, and so we can get the footwell pieces to line up and do a little bit of drilling. Just like that. So now we'll go ahead and put in our footwell pieces. We'll put it in place and put in the 1/4 by 2 inch bolts up here, just kind of temporarily. Then we'll be drilling a 1/4 inch hole here and a 5/16 hole right here. When you drill this 5/16 hole on the driver's side, like we're going to be doing, you want to be very careful because the brake lines run right along the frame rails in that area. So just kind of set them in place. Take our 1/4 by 2 bolts. And next we're going to drill a 1/4 inch hole here and put in a self-threading bolt. You're only going to drill through the first level of this, don't drill all the way through the bottom. then you'll take your 5/16 self-threading bolt. It goes right in. And then we'll go ahead and finish up. What I do is I actually mark this hole first, pull all this stuff back off, drill my hole, and then do the final install. Okay, so now to install the passenger side on these machines, some of them are like right flush and some of them aren't. This one's about as far out as I've seen. So in order for that footwell piece to join up nicely, you need to trim this back. So I'm just going to kind of use a piece of tape just to give you an idea of how much we're going to trim. You can trim it, you can grind it, whatever you want. But basically you want it flush with the end of this side tube. And it needs to come in for a total of 2 1/4 inches. So from the outside edge to here, about 2 1/4, and you can go in further, it doesn't matter. But we'll go ahead and cut that or grind that so that the footwell piece will fit nice. The 2010 and 11 have this like air accumulator. You can run without it. It helps a little bit with intake sound. It is a little bit louder if you run without it. It does affect a little bit of your footwell room, so if you want more footwell room, you can remove this piece and simply connect the lower hose to the side hose and push it behind the panel. But that's just kind of a personal preference.